Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 375. Yes, 375 episodes that just my mom and Mike's mom listens to. So, anyways, this week we talk about a film that is a prequel sequel. I'm not sure how to call it. It's a little bit of everything. I'm kind of excited about it. It was a fun movie. It was a fun watch. I thought it was great in a lot of ways, and we are going to discuss that here right after I go. With me, as always, my good friend, sitting in the closet next to Tom Cruise and John Travolta, Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hey, everybody. Dude, we're on 375? Holy moly.
375 podcasts that no one listens to. Isn't that amazing?
Dude, that's a lot of podcasts.
That means, we're going to hit 400 by the end of the year.
Yeah, that does mean we're going to hit 400 by the end of the year. Uh-oh.
So maybe we have to do something for 400? Like, we did stuff for 300, nobody cared.
Yeah, but we don't even have a 400 movie. Oh, man, we're just going to have to, come up with something creative. Is there, a 200 that we could do, twice?
No.
Could we, watch 3/4 of... No, that doesn't work either. I don't know, dude. What are we going to do?
Mike, that is your job to figure those things out. I do everything else. You have to figure out the fun, cool stuff.
Okay, I will be the talent for this time.
We might finally watch Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, maybe. And then we can talk for 6-7 hours about the opening scene.
Oh, God, yeah, dude. That podcast would be so long. I love me some Star Wars. Oh, speaking of that, to get right off topic, of course, why not? You alluded to it off the microphone, but I was at Phoenix Fan Fusion this weekend. And I committed hardcore. I went Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I went to panels. I spent Friday all by myself. I spent Saturday with my nephew Michael and my comic book guy and friend Gary. And then I spent Sunday all day with Michael. My nephew bought an Ultra Saber, which is a super high-end lightsaber that you use for combat. Like, you can go full-on hitting each other with it and stuff.
Whoa.
They're very popular. They're very expensive. They're very cool. I did not buy one. I wanted to, for sure, but I did not. He did. He's very happy. He got an Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 1 lookalike, because they can't call it because of licensing. But it's pretty tits. He was very excited about it. But Mike, do you know who the 501st is?
501st. I think that is the group who dresses up as stormtroopers, right? I think.
Yeah, it's mostly evil, Empire, that kind of side of the Star Wars world costuming group. And I've talked with them about it many times, especially when the detachment in Phoenix, perfect name is the Dune Sea Garrison, because, the Dune Sea was filmed in Arizona. The Dune Sea is a.k.a. Tatooine from Return of the Jedi, the infamous Sarlacc pit and everything. That's all Yuma. That's where it was filmed. So anyway, so they call the detachment in Arizona the Dune Sea. Makes sense, right? Anyways, I was talking with them, and they had their big setup and all their stuff and all their people out. And I was talking with one of their higher up people, a female young lady. Didn't catch her name, but she was very nice. Her husband and her kids all do it and everything. They only have 3 Darth Vaders in the entire state for the 501st right now, and that's not enough. And so they have talked to me into trying to do Darth Vader. I don't know if it's going to happen, because it's going to take a year or two to make the outfit, but they're like, you would be perfect, because I'm the height of the actor that played Darth Vader in the films. He was 6'4". His name is David Prowse. So they've been talking to me about it every single time I see them. They are always like, no, you need to be Vader. I'm like, I don't want to be Vader. but like, we need a Darth Vader be Darth Vader. And then she was even saying it. She's like, Darth Vader, he's the prima donna because he tells everyone what to do. He tells everyone where to go. But the shitty part is he's the one that doesn't get as many breaks because everybody wants to be with Vader. Everyone.
Dude, that'd be cool. It'd be weird, but cool.
It would be a fucking blast, but I just don't know if I can commit to making an outfit over 2 years. I don't have the space. 2, I really don't have the time, but I want to do it. I want to do it like really bad.
Well, nowadays, dude, couldn't you just get like scanned and then 3D print out the casks and then do the molds that way?
So there are kits that you can purchase for Darth Vader's like helmet and armor and all that stuff. You can get the pre-molded plastic stuff from other costumers and other 501st members, but it's the time and energy to put it all together and then sew the cape and get the boots and get the glove. You know, that's the hard part, is getting all that shit put together, and the expense. I guess it's not quite cheap. I was like, well, what does it cost? Like $1,000? She's like, oh no, it's more than that. I'm like, I mean, yeah, the expense sucks, but I could do it, especially over time. You know, $500 here, $500 there. That's fine. For me, I think it's more the time and the ability, my lack of ability to sew.
Well, dude, you got YouTube. Make it happen.
I know. I really want to do it. I think it would be a lot of fun. And I love it. They do it for kids. You know, they go into hospitals. They go to kids' charity events. You know, their motto is bad guys doing good. And I just love that. And I took up way too much time doing this, but I'm really excited about it and I would like to do it. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're a member of the 501st and you can hook a brother up with a Darth Vader outfit, let me know. I got money. Not a lot, but I got money.
All right. Well, man, should we get to the movie that we're going to be reviewing?
Yeah, sorry, I took it off the rails like right off the bat, but it was a great fun weekend. I got a lot of comic books signed that I want to get signed. I hung out with my buddy Dave. I had a really long night. I could talk all about that, but I had a really long night because his girlfriend's car broke down and they needed help packing out, loading out and stuff, and that was fun. I drove all the way to Santan Valley and then turned around and drove all the way home afterwards on Sunday night. So if you don't know, Santan Valley is outside of Florence. That is the opposite direction of where I live.
Oh, all right.
By about an hour and a half. But it's fine. It's fine. I helped a friend in need. You know, that's what I do. I know you would do the same, Mike. You're very much like me in that. But anyways, Mike, let's go ahead. Let's start talking about our review this week. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Why don't you go ahead and break it down?
All right, Matt. So this was directed and written by George Miller with also Nick Lathoris. This movie is starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Aliyah Brown, Tom Burke. And this movie is the origin story of a renegade warrior, Furiosa, before her encounter and team up with Mad Max.
So you see how it's like a prequel, but it's also kind of a sequel in a lot of ways. That's how I kind of saw it.
Yeah. It's kind of all that. Yes.
So, Mike, I can sit here and talk, and I kept talking. So I want you to talk about your thoughts of this film.
So I thought this movie was okay. They marketed this movie as like Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth and all, you know, they're in it, but really this movie was a lot of the young Furiosa, Aliyah Brown, Aliyah, I don't know, young Furiosa, and I was kind of shocked because I think it was like half the movie was like young Furiosa, so I don't know. I feel like they just kind of tried to sell this a little bit different. It was fun. I didn't have as much fun on this as I did on Fury Road. It's still all the same style, and it was a lot of cool stuff. But I don't know. Fury Road really was just more. I don't know, more attacks, more fighting. This one's just more. understanding the different dynamics between some like warring kind of like tribal people, kind of, like gangs, I guess. Wasteland gangs.
Factions, gangs, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was some cool stuff in it. I don't know. So to me, it was good, but it was long. It was a little bit long, and I don't know. I would have liked to see more fighting and stuff, and just didn't quite see. I don't know. It didn't quite have some of the appeal of Fury Road or some of the older Mad Max. I don't know, dude. What do you think?
Well, Mike, I bought into this one pretty fucking hard. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. The one thing that I agree with you on, though, is how the young Furiosa, like kid Furiosa, because she's young throughout most of the film, is Anya Taylor-Joy. Anya Taylor-Joy. I'll get there. The little one, young Furiosa, like, it was a solid hour before you get Anya Taylor-Joy in the film, which is fine. I like the character development and the build-up, but for me, it also kind of dragged ass that first hour. Granted, it's building this world, it's fleshing it out even more than we got in Fury Road. Fury Road, it just kind of threw us into another Mad Max story. This is trying to explain Chris Hemsworth group, and it's trying to explain the Citadel, and it's trying to explain the people that Furiosa came from, and then it's also trying to explain the one from the original. Is it the original Mad Max, or is it Mad Max 2? I think it might be Mad Max 2. The gas oil refinery.
Yeah, I think that's 2.
I think that's 2. Yeah, because the original, I think, is the downfall. But anyway, and it's trying to tie all of those in together and explain the whole thing. And I mean, it takes a lot of time to do all that. That's like the first hour, which is fine. It just kind of dragged for me. But I liked it. I liked the world building. I liked Chris Hemsworth's organization, whatever they were called. I don't remember. But how they're all on motorcycles. I thought that was pretty neat. Pretty unique. I didn't see that one coming because Mad Max has always been more about cars. So that was kind of cool. And then I enjoyed I didn't know this. Okay, I didn't know this. I guess this is a good way to put it. I didn't realize that the entire Mad Max world takes place in Australia. So we haven't even seen what's going on in the rest of the world. Like, all the Mad Max films only take place in Australia up to this point. At least that's what this film leads you to believe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know it was a Australian director, and it's full of Australian actors. Chris Hemsworth is Australian. Mel Gibson, original Mad Max, Australian. Tom Hardy's British. And Charlize Theron's South African. But I mean, a lot of Australians. So I didn't realize it was supposed to be in Australia. I just thought it was just supposed to be anytime kind of, into the world stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. But they tell you blatantly in this film right out the bat, Australia. So the entire Mad Max franchise up to this point, according to this film, has only taken place in Australia. So I think this kicks open the door for more Mad Max Saga type stories, like Mad Max Europe, Mad Max Mexico, Mad Max America. They might not be Mad Max, but Mad Max Saga like this, and see what else is going on in the world, and see maybe America's just fine and Australia's just shit out of luck.
Oh, I guess that's true. Do you think that's why the name of the movie is Mad Max, or not Mad Max, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga?
Well, yeah, because Mad Max isn't in the damn thing. He's not in it at all. There's one scene where Tom Hardy's it's supposed to be Tom Hardy, and it's a scene basically kind of out of Fury Road where he's up on the hill.
Ah, yeah. I was wondering if that was supposed to be him or not, but
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be Tom Hardy specifically before all that. But yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting that the director/writers in this, which the director was one of the writers, said, nope, it only takes place in Australia. So that leaves a whole lot more options in the future, which, depending how well this film does, we'll see. But speaking of that, Mike, I did you see the box office numbers? Because I saw them.
oh yeah, no, it's horrible, dude. This was the worst Memorial Day weekend box office in 30 years.
Yeah, since 1995.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sad. They're very sad. And it was a race to the bottom. Apparently Garfield and Furiosa were neck and neck on who was going to be the worst, but Garfield ended up being second. And Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, ended up being number one with 26.3, and the Garfield was 24 million.
Do you think it's just because of the movies, or do you think people are just getting burned out of going to the theater? Or do you think they're just getting burned out of unoriginal ideas? I mean, I thought this was a pretty good original idea. Yes, it's kind of a prequel sequel to Fury Road, but I don't know. I liked it, man.
So I think there's another thing that you didn't mention. I think people are broke.
That's very, very valid, because I just went to the grocery store before coming on the pod, and I only had 2 bags of groceries, and it was $50. And that wasn't a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think the economy, the interest rates, the inflation are really kicking in. Like even me, Matt, my cheap theater is now, I think, to go to the movie in the evening, I think it's like $13 a night, a show.
Well, I've been lucky so far, man. Harkins has been pretty solid. It's about $10 ish, because I buy my buddy that goes with me, Clint. I pay for the tickets, he'll pay for the popcorn and all that stuff, and it's about $20 for the two of us for tickets, and then he buys popcorn and drinks, and it works out. It's a good deal, and I love going with my buddy Clint. He's cool.
Well, that's a pretty good deal, dude. It's kind of gotten more expensive everywhere, and I don't know. That's just me. I don't know if that's anything to do with it. It could be that people are also a little bit fatigued of kind of the same old. Like there's now, I don't know, nothing super original coming out lately. I'm interested to see how Bad Boys is going to perform, because right before the pandemic, Matt, me and you saw the last Bad Boys, which
We did.
I can't quite remember what its title was, but we went and saw the Bad Boys, and it was awesome. And then everything shut down because it was the pandemic.
Right.
So I remember thinking like, hey, this is actually a pretty good movie. And like, well, we're starting out the year okay. And then like the year ended.
And it was like,
Yeah.
there went everything. Yep.
Because it came out in like a January. So they didn't even think it was going to do good, I think. And it did really well for January.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was an incredible film, but I'm pretty sure I rated it higher than Bad Boys 2. Because Bad Boys 2 was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it was Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, a.k.a. Bad Boys
came
3,
out.
right?
Yeah, and then Bad Boys Ride or Die is the one that's coming out.
And that'll be Bad Boys 4.
Yeah.
See, they should have done Bad Boys for Life on this one. See, 4.
Well, yeah. Well, oh, yeah. There you go. Could have put the number. Yep.
Right. It's okay, dude. It's okay. We're still going to go see it. It'll be interesting to see how well it does, especially with the Will Smith controversy, everything else going on. You know what's going to save the summer, Mike, and I don't want to, keep talking about it, but I'm fucking super excited, is, Deadpool Wolverine. That's going to save the summer. And possibly Disney and Marvel.
Yeah. Deadpool Wolverine will probably be the biggest hit of, biggest box office draw of the summer, for sure.
I think so. Yeah. So, but speaking of that, Mike, I'm quite parched.
Oh, yes. Yes, Matt. What are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon?
Well, Mike, thank you for asking. I'm not drinking anything fancy. Just a good old-fashioned Miller High Life. The champagne of beers.
Oh, okay. Well, Matt, guess what? No IPA.
Oh, you drinking vodka?
No. I'm drinking Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy.
Oh, the summer shandy has made its appearance. So now you're going to be drinking that for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, perhaps. For a while. I really do like the Summer Shandy, dude.
It is a good beer. It is a good beer. So, all right, Mike. So let's continue on so you can go to bed because you're old and tired. And it's your wife's birthday today, by the way. Just in case you forgot.
Yeah, I know.
Happy birthday, Megs. The third host of the Real Film Nerds podcast when she is available.
Yes. Happy birthday, Max.
But anyways, okay, Mike, what is this week's just incredible Furiosa-based, Mad Max-based dad joke?
I got dad jokes. I don't think they understand, though. Gotta think I'm funny. Other people never laugh, though. Dad jokes.
All right, Matt. It is a Mad Max based. I don't know.
Yes.
Let's see if I can say it right. Why did Max start a gardening business in the wasteland?
Gardening business in the wasteland. Let's see. He needed something to absorb all the blood.
No, but that's kind of funny. He wanted to make it fertilious.
What?
He wanted to make it fertile. Elis? Like, he wanted to make it fertile?
It's not a good dad joke if you gotta explain it, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I tried.
It's okay. They're not all going to be winners. They are dad jokes, so.
Yeah. And it was themed. I kind of like yours better, though. Not going to lie.
Hey,
That
dude,
was cool.
I'm all about the themed dad jokes. That's the thing. I got that quick wit, man. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But anyways, all right. Now, this is going to be an extremely difficult one, Mike. I think you can do it. We'll find out. But how does Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, man. I love it when it's easy. Thor. Chris Hemsworth is in this. So that's easy. He's in the Avengers and Thor Ragnarok. Thor, what was the Dark something?
Dark World,
Thor,
yeah. That was
Dark World.
fucking horrible.
Thor, Love and Thunder. Lots and lots of other Marvel movies. You got it. Anyway.
I still
easy.
think that's probably the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe film is Thor Dark World.
Okay. Even with some of the latest kind of weird ones?
I don't know, dude. No, you know what? I take it back. Probably the second Captain Marvel. That movie was really bad. I mean,
Okay.
really, really
That
bad.
one was bad. And then Ant-Man...
Yeah,
Ant-Man and
Quantumania.
Wasp, Quantumania is pretty weird. That was better, though.
Yeah.
So that's not... Yeah. But it wasn't great.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, Mike, I guess that means we're in the spoiler section, so we can talk about spoilers. I don't know what all we need to spoil or if we have to spoil anything. I mean, I think we've been chatting this movie up pretty good. I will emphasize I did really like this movie, and I think my rating will probably shock you. But the only problem I really had with it is, it took forever to get Anya Taylor-Joy in the film, and it kind of dragged ass that first hour. Other than that, I really liked this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun.
So I liked a lot of the aspects of, the building the story and stuff. But when it came to, Anya Taylor-Joy's character, Furiosa, being trained as like a driver for the thing.
For the
it was
Fury
just
Road?
like,
Yeah.
the Fury Road. It was just like, I'm going to train you. And then like, okay, you're done.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of runs. There was like...
There's like one and a half. I felt like it would have been a great opportunity to see some more of that just fun action chasey stuff that's in a lot of these movies, like we got some of it for sure.
They could have done like a montage of like a bunch of like runs they were doing, because obviously
Yeah.
they did a lot more than that. Just as you see her grow as a character and become this badass, there was obviously a lot more runs that actually happened. You just don't see them, so you're meant to believe that she becomes this badass.
Right. So that was, I felt, a missed opportunity. Now, this movie is long, and it already does have quite a bit of action. But I think it would have been cool. Would have been visually cool. I don't know. This director definitely has a certain style, and you can kind of like the speed up takes that he does or whatever. It's interesting. Where like fast forwards.
Yeah. What'd you think of the whole sequence with the I think it was the final sequence with the truck going down the road? It was like a 10-minute long nonstop action one shot. And that was done on purpose by the director. It's like one of the longest continuous one shots ever done, I guess, was what Frank was telling me.
Oh, which scene is that? Which the truck?
When I'm not sure if it's the very first run that they're doing, or if it's the second run with the truck with all the stuff and they're moving supplies and everything. It's a solid 10 minutes of just chaos.
Huh.
I don't think it was the first one. I think it was the second one, because we see two runs that they do, like you pointed out earlier, with the Fury Road. I think it was the second one. I don't remember, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I don't think I noticed it being one cut, which is odd, because I usually would have noticed that. So I wonder why I didn't notice. Maybe I was too engrossed in the story.
Oh,
I don't know. But it was. I mean, it's a fun movie to watch. It's got all the things a Mad Max movie should have.
except for Mad Max.
Except for Mad Max, yes. That's why it's a Mad Max Saga, I guess.
Right. Now, Mike, would you recommend our listeners to go watch this in the theaters, or should they wait for streaming, or what's your thoughts and feelings on that?
Well, if you like Fury Road or any of the other Mad Max movies, absolutely go watch this in the theater. It is a blast. It's loud. It's colorful. Matt, I have an Apple Watch. My Apple Watch during this movie, I don't think it's ever happened before. This is the first time. It said it's too loud.
Interesting.
It gave me a sound warning.
Huh.
Which means it was like over 90 decibels for 30 straight minutes.
Damn, that's awesome. So that's like going to a Five Finger Death Punch concert.
Yeah, it's like a concert. Yeah, that's what the warning's really made for, is like loud music, like events.
Yeah, but I'm glad I don't have an Apple Watch then, because it'd yell at me all the time.
Mine does yell at me a lot. But anyway, I thought that was interesting because that's never happened before, Matt. So this movie definitely has some action. It's visually, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of, I don't know, bright, like orangey, yellowy colors and darks. I don't know. It was cool. That stuff was cool. I don't know. Do you think someone else besides George Miller will do a Mad Max Saga, Matt?
I'd be open to it. I don't know if anybody's going to, but I would be open to it. It'd be cool is, I want to say Nolan Ryan, but that's not his name.
Christopher Nolan,
yeah. I think Christopher Nolan would be really fun on a Mad Max film.
Dude, you know who I would like to see do a Mad Max film? I'm not sure what it would be like exactly, but I think it'd be fun. Michael Bay.
Yeah, dude, Michael Bay would be awesome on a Mad Max film. That would be a lot of fun.
I think a nice Bay bang would be really, really cool. I think he could do it. I think he could really do it. Some spinning camera work, He loves explosions. I mean, it really has his name all over it.
The other one I would want to see is oh geez, the guy that did I'm forgetting his name. The
Denis Villeneuve, the Dune.
Dune. He would be cool. He would be good. I wouldn't mind seeing him. But no, gosh, I'm spacing on his name. The director of Fall Guy, the stunt coordinator. You know, he did one of the he did Deadpool 2. He was big on John Wick. I'm forgetting. Yeah, I can't look it up because I'm going to make noise if I look it up. Yeah, I think David Leitch would be freaking amazing doing a Mad Max film. Because the stunts would be just so over the top. Now, he would probably need to get a really good cinematographer. I'm not saying he's a bad at director of photography, cinematography, that kind of stuff. But he would need to get someone to really pump it up, to make it look like the others, which I don't think would be bad, but. Well, this is awkward. So we ran into a bit of a problem, or shall I say Mike ran into a bit of a problem. His computer gave the infamous BSOD, or blue screen of death. He tried to save his file as best as he could, but we lost the last 70 minutes of Mike's discussion on this podcast. So I will go over it real quick, just for those of you who are interested. It also happens to include our ratings, and it also happens to include what we're watching next week, and all those fun things that we always wrap up with. So anyways, basically what Mike and I were chatting about was superfan Eric texted us, emailed us, I don't remember exactly which form of communication it was. He went and saw Fall Guy with his wife and said it was fantastic. We gave a glowing review about it. He also thought it was spot on. He thought that movie was fantastic and does not understand why it is not doing better. I talked a little bit about how Fall Guy is coming out on streaming here in the next couple weeks, I believe. And I think it's going to be a sleeper. I think what's going to happen is people are going to watch it at home and go, oh my gosh, this movie is amazing. And then it's just going to take off, and maybe people will go to the theaters and check it out. Who knows? Wishful thinking. Another topic Mike and I talked a little bit about was Chris Hemsworth in Furiosa. Starts out a certain age, and then it's 15 years towards the end of the film, and they aged him with makeup and stuff, and it looked really good, and it made it look like he had a incredible, difficult life living in this wasteland, in this desert, and that, it was the little touches that they did in Furiosa that really kind of added quite a bit to it, and we both really, really enjoyed it and really liked it, and just wanted to point that out. The end of this film, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, basically ends right before the start of Mad Max Fury Road. So it's kind of cool that you're not going to have a sequel or anything to this. You might have some prequels, you might have some other offshoots. And I think I talked about that a little bit before during the podcast. That's still in there. But yeah, so that was kind of neat that they literally end this movie right where Mad Max Fury Road kind of takes off. For next week, we're going to go back to the theaters. We're going to go check out a movie called The Strangers Chapter 1. We reviewed the original Strangers from 2008, a couple Harvest Horror Fests ago. It's a horror movie. Yeah, this movie has been out for a couple weeks, but the film that Mike and I really wanted to check out and watch, Ma Hinshaw, is not getting at her theater down in southern Arizona. And so we had to pick something else. And so we're going to watch a movie that's a couple weeks old, but that's fine. It's still a new movie. It's still in the theaters. Mike's going to get his horror movie jollies off, which, he loves his horror films. So, every now and then we got to throw him a bone. And lastly, we went over our reels. So I gave Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, 4.5 out of 5 reels because I really liked this movie. I thought it was great. I felt that it just kind of dragged a little bit in the beginning. It took a little long to get up to speed. I didn't think it was detrimental enough to drop it a full reel, but it was enough to drop it half. It's definitely not as good as Mad Max Fury Road. That film is incredible. Mike, on the other hand, was not a super huge fan of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. He just thought it was average. He gave it a 3 out of 5 reels. He just wished it was basically better. He thought it was boring in a lot of sections. You heard the podcast. You know what he thought. So he gives it 3 out of 5. So anyways, there you go. That's the last 7-8 minutes wrapped up kind of in a tight little bow without all the banter and bullshit that, Mike and I usually throw in, or shall I say, I usually throw in and annoy the shit out of Mike with, but it's fine. It's what it is, And he was falling asleep like he always is because we recorded really late. I'm now doing this technically on the day the podcast comes out. So there you go on that. So anyways, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in to listen to our review of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. I swear I can talk. It's just been a long day of talking. Anyways, thanks again. You know where we're at on the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, not Snapchat, Snapdick. I don't know, whatever it is. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Meta. We have a Facebook group, all the things, not the dumb ones, or not the ones that are like video based. Fuck it. I don't know. I don't care. Follow us, don't follow us, whatever. Just listen to the pod, tell your friends, hit us up, listen to me on the radio. Again, thanks everyone for listening, and we will chat with you next week with our review of The Strangers, Chapter 1.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now go out and catch a movie.
Welcome, everyone, to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, Episode 65, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Hello, Matt. How are you this fine evening?
Wow, I really took the gem out of your donut, didn't I, Ma?
Okay.
Well, listen to you. You sound like someone just ran over your puppy.
Oh, I hope not.
I have a serious conversation about mental health during Mental Health Awareness Month, and it deflates my mom's entire attitude. So that's what we're getting into today. Luckily, nobody listens to this podcast, just like they don't listen to mine, so it's fine. But yes, this week on Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode number 65, we review Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Ma, what did you think of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga? Did you enjoy the film? Did you hate it? Did you think it was too long? Did you think it was too short? What did you think of the movie?
Hey, I loved it. I thought it was really, really, really good. And I watched the movie before that, which is supposed to actually be after that. And this was really cool. And now I understand how, and I don't remember her name, Anya's, whatever, the character, lost her arm, and a lot of clarifications there. And I just thought it was fantastic. And Anya was so good because I think she went from a young girl to an adult that was really angry and vicious and really cool. She was just really, really cool. I loved the movie. And I loved Chris Hemsworth. He was really evil. It's kind of sad because I don't think he's evil in real life, but he sure was in this movie. Ladies, go see it. Wow, he's awesome. And I thought it was better than going to an indoor monster truck event because, the visuals were just fantastic on that. And the riding the...
Better than going to an indoor monster truck event? Yeah, it's a movie. Where the hell did that come from?
There's no dust. But there was dust in the movie, but you don't have to cough, It was great. and you could see all the dirt and dust and sand, but it didn't get in your face. I mean, I thought that was cool. But
That
I
is
did
that is one of the most insane connections I've ever heard in my life. That's hilarious.
hey, that's how I think. And it's weird. Oh, and another issue that I had with it is the great monster truck that they were driving had either oil or petrol, one or the other, and mother's milk. Where would you get a tankard full of mother's milk? Those poor women.
You're getting the Fury Road and Furiosa mixed up. They don't talk about mother's milk until Fury Road.
They said something about it in Furiosa. I know it. I heard
They
that.
might have, but not till later.
Well,
But yeah, the
later in
mother's milk
movie.
is, I think, the milk from the many copious amounts of ladies that.
Oh, really? In the wherever that is, where it's green.
Citadel, yeah.
Citadel, right.
I think it's called the Citadel. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, this was really cool, and I love how it goes around from the beginning and when she's young and through the woods and stuff. And I heard that, I can't remember whose kid it was that rode the horse, but they said she was a really good horseman. Anyway, and then the motorcycles were just awesome. And Anya, I think it was it was Anya, had a motorcycle accident when she was young, and it really made a hole in her thigh or something. And so this movie came along and she's like, can I get back on a motorcycle? Because she hadn't for several years. I don't know how many years, she didn't say, but she did fine. She got on the motorcycle, but she does not have a driver's license for vehicles, cars, but she can drive a motorcycle. Okay. Anyway, trivial information there, folks. But I love the movie, and I think everyone should go see it. And big screen, if you can get it, it is just really fantastic.
I had a thought and it just escaped me. Gosh, dang it. See, this is why it's not good to get old and then be tired and sleep like 3 or 4 hours a night for like I think I'm on 3 weeks now. No, this is week 4 of me not getting more than 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night. Fuck, that's a whole month, Mom. That's horrible.
It is. It's very bad.
Maybe I'll have a heart attack and die. You think I'm that lucky?
No. You start thinking like me.
I'm not that lucky. I'm going to be on this earth forever like you.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
But anyway.
I lost my question that I was going to ask you about the film.
Let's see. Let me think. Oh.
Well, if you're trying to think and I'm trying to think, that doesn't make for very good radio.
Were you thinking about how she lost her arm, which I'm not going to tell people how she lost her arm. And, and I was very happy with the end of it. I thought that was just really cool. It's a cool ending.
It ends right where Fury Road picks up.
Right. Yeah, but there was an end part that I thought that was so cool that I'm not going to describe it.
I just thought of it. Okay.
What?
So you were talking about how everybody needs to go see it in the theaters and it was great and blah, blah, blah and all that, right? So Mike and I were talking about it during our podcast, not to repeat ourselves, but I'm going to. So Furiosa opened on Memorial Day weekend, which is historically the kickoff to summer movie season. Normally people get out and go to the theaters and hit it really hard. This year is the worst Memorial Day weekend opening for movies since 1995.
Oh.
And that is not adjusting for inflation.
That's awful.
Mike and I talked about a little bit. I don't want to retread our topic that we were talking about on there, but we figured it was a combination of things. But the biggest one that Mike brought up, and I didn't think about it, but he has a very good point, is money.
Oh, yeah.
People keep saying the economy's good and the stock market's up and this is up and jobs and jobs and
No,
blah,
it's
blah, blah,
not.
blah,
No,
blah.
no,
People
no.
can't afford shit right now.
Right.
So one of the first things that's cut out is simple pleasures such as going to the movies.
Mm-hmm. Entertainment. Absolutely, it is. And that's true. It is costly. It really is. But we don't really go out and do much else. So what the heck? We go to the movies and I enjoy them and, but yeah, people can't. And, they used to take their kids and stuff and all. And I don't think they do much of that now because it's horribly expensive. It's terrible. And even,
I don't, do you know what you pay for a movie ticket? Because I pay $20 for Clint and I, and that's two of us. So it's about $10 each, give or take, maybe a little less, maybe a little more for me, a little less for him because he's old. But Mike pays $13 to go see a movie.
My goodness. No, I'm a senior, definitely really bad senior. So, but I don't even know what the senior prices are. They used to be $6, but I bet they've gone up from there. I don't know. I'd have to ask. But there's two seniors, but we always get, the bucket of popcorn alone and a drink is like another $10, I think, or more, maybe. So yeah, it costs a lot of money. So I think families are going, and I don't know why they didn't go to this one, but then maybe people didn't like Mad Max so much. Do you think? I don't know.
No, Fury Road did very well.
It did.
Yeah, Mike and I are interested to see, our movie for next week is a movie that's been out for a couple of weeks, just because the movie that came out this week that Mike and I want to see, you're not getting.
No.
So we can't do that one. But next week is going to be the new Bad Boys movie. And that movie, we were talking about it, the third one hit right before COVID and shut down the world. And it did gangbusters. It made a ton of money. So we're kind of interested to see what goes on with that 2 weeks from now and see how well it does in the theaters. But I don't know, Mom. Is 2024? We've had this discussion many times. We don't need to have the discussion anymore. A simple answer would work. But is 2024 the end of movie theaters as we know it?
I'm very worried about that because of the fact the movies now, Furiosa, there were quite a few people there, maybe 20. For this area, 20 people was a lot, But usually when we go, there's not that many people going. Of course, I try and go on Thursday, which is, it's a work night and a school night and all that stuff. So I expect not to be a lot of people. But still, I am worried about movies as a whole staying open because I don't know if they can survive this stuff. I don't know what they can do. I don't know. But I love just to have a chance to go out and go to a movie and, focus on that without different stuff going on in the background, or folks calling or texting or doing whatever. I think that's good, but I don't know if the movies can survive. I really don't,
Well, that's one thing I am genuinely afraid of, and it might be the end, and everything will just turn to streaming, which will be too bad.
Oh, yeah, it really will. And, don't you hear that about certain people will say, oh, well, I've got a giant TV at home, and I'll just wait till everything comes out on streaming. I don't have to go to the movie. Yeah, okay. But it's nice to go out and, see a huge screen, bigger than yours at home, probably. And, it's just the whole mindset to me is very sad that people can't afford it or they don't want to do it because of all the ding dang streaming services, I mean, taking an example of your niece. Oh my gosh. Kids used to get so excited about, I get to go to the movie, and I'll use Nemo as an example. And I get to see Nemo, and oh boy, that's so exciting on the big screen and stuff. And now Nemo's on 3 or 4 stations, because there are 3 or 4 Disney channels we get. I mean, it's no biggie.
Well, okay. If there is someone my age or probably younger, they probably do not have television. So you can say 3 or 4 stations, but you can load up Disney Plus and watch Nemo at any time you want.
Right, you can. So why would kids be all excited about going to see a movie? And since it would cost the parents a lot of money for each kid, do they have kid rates? I don't know. I haven't had to do that in so long.
For movies, yes, just like old folks and military, and they have rates for everyone.
Okay. Well, that's something. But, well, I saw quite a few kids when I went to see If. Yeah, there was quite a few there. Disappointing, but yeah, there were quite a few children there. But yeah, I'm worried about the movies. I really am. And we're being in a small town. Maybe they'll cut down to like 1 or 2 movies in a big city, and you'll have to drive there if you want to go to a movie at all. And they may just not have any. I don't know.
Well,
it's very sad.
We
very
don't know in the futures.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens in the future.
That's true. But that's why I want to support it now. I mean, even if I did not do the podcast, I would like to still go to the movie. And I mean, it's visually, it's so good. Most all the movies that I've been to, the cinematography is great and fantastic, and it's fun. And I really wish people could afford to support it, but that's shocking to know that few people since 1995. Gosh, loonies. Because back then it was a lot cheaper to go to the movies. I mean, that's just, it's sad.
Well, we got very much off topic, and we are well over your time. But so yes, movie theaters are on the decline. We've known that since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
People just aren't going out. They don't care. They got used to sitting at home on their butts. People don't have money. There's lots of factors. We could talk about it all day, like we have many times in the past. So we don't need to continue.
No, but my rating, I'm going to give it a 5 because I really thought it was really, really, really good. Now, other people may disagree with me, but I thought it was really fantastically good. Okay?
Well, good. Are you excited about next week's horror movie?
No, I'm not. I guess we've had a few trailers of it, but I don't remember them. So I'll have to see what it's like,
Did you ever watch the first one? This is a prequel to the first one. The first one came out in 2008, and it's just called The Strangers.
No, I don't think I saw the first one.
Well, there you go. You got some homework.
Oh, I knew you'd say that.
Or maybe not. You don't need to. Maybe you go see this and then watch the original.
Yeah, but would that confuse me if I didn't see the other one?
I don't think so.
I don't know. You don't think so?
No.
No, okay. Well, I'll see what grandson thinks, and we may just, if he's off work, I'll make him take me.
Well, I think that's a good idea. He might enjoy it. I don't know. I don't know if him going to a horror movie is a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't either.
You might want to discuss that with your husband.
Yeah, I mean, Dad will probably just go to sleep, but Michael, I don't know. Yeah,
well, and the thing about The Strangers is not like Michael or Jason or anything like that.
Okay.
The reason why it did so well and it's so frightening and horrible is that it could very much be real. That's why it's terrifying.
Oh. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that might not be good for
So
Michael.
maybe watch the trailers a few times and see
Yeah,
for yourself. How's that,
I
Mom?
will. Okay, good deal. I will do that. All right.
Alrighty. Well, thanks
Thank you.
everyone again for tuning into another okay episode of Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies. I don't know. We had some interesting topics there once my mom lightened up and stopped being so hangry at me. She needs some cookies. That's what it is. She needs some cookies. But again, thank you all for listening. You know where we are on the socials, on the radios, on all those things. The Strangers, Chapter 1, next week. Thanks, everyone, and we will chat at you later.
Bye.